What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another news video. Today, what I got for you guys, we're going to be talking about the Season 2 multiplayer map update, as well as the game modes that we're going to be receiving with Season 2. It seems like we do got a little bit of bad news, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Yesterday, I uploaded a video pretty much showcasing the full roadmap of all the details and leaks and all the information that we have so far regarding Season 2. Everything you need to know is in that video, so if you missed that video, check it out. I'll have the link down in the description. Today's video is sort of like a follow-up of that, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the information that we didn't have yesterday, the new information we got today, and just so much more. But anyways, let's go ahead, let's get into it. So in yesterday's video, we talked about game modes, but the thing is we didn't really have any confirmation on exactly what game modes we're going to be getting today. We got some confirmations on one of the game modes, which is going to be Infected. That is going to be launching with the Season 2 update on February 15th. It's a really fun game mode, and I'm really glad that they're going to be bringing it in with the Season 2 update. Now, there is some bad news because as of right now, this is one of the only game modes that is confirmed to us. There are a lot of other game modes in the files currently, but it doesn't seem like they are going to be launching with the Season 2 update. Charlie Intel has actually confirmed that Gunfight will not be launching with the Season 2 update, and that is mainly for a few reasons. First, with Gunfight, everything's pretty much already prepared in the files as of right now. There's like the little icons that they've made for the game mode. They've pretty much made an icon for 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3, so they're pretty much prepared for that. They've also even put in code names for different maps that are going to be coming in. There was like 5 different maps that were potentially going to be releasing with Gunfight, but the problem is that they're not going to be able to launch it this season is because with Gunfight, you need to create its own custom map. So obviously it's a really tiny mode. It's like 2v2 and it just needs to be perfect. So there needs to be a spawn on each side. It needs to be a smaller map. You need to be able to get into the fights fast, and you just wouldn't be able to use any other map and recycle. It's sort of like you would with Infected. So with Infected, any map is fine. You could just put in any map and then you'll be able to play Infected on it. But with a mode like Gunfight, you can't really just throw in any random map or just pretty much resize the map to just make it fit, because for one, it needs to be good quality, because they are going to be planning on doing Gunfight tournaments later in the future with this, and they do want it. It's a pretty popular game mode, so they know they can't mess that up. So what they're going to do is just going to pretty much delay it to make sure that when they do add it, it's perfect. And especially at the fact that with all these maps that they have to make, they don't have time to make these maps currently, because as of right now, all the studios are working on Ashika Island. Now, this also goes into our multiplayer maps, which I'll talk about in just a second, which is why there's some bad news for that as well. It's just they don't have time. They have to create this Ashika Island, they have to finish it up, and they have to make sure that it is fully prepared for the February 15th update. And as you know, every single time they do add something or they prepare for something, there's always going to be crashes and bugs and things like that the first couple weeks of launch. So even after they launch this brand new map, they're still going to have to continue working on it to make sure that it is perfect, so that way Resurgence doesn't have any huge flaws to it. But another thing that I personally thought would have worked is maybe they would add it in Season 2 Reloaded, but according to Charlie Intel, it might actually be delayed all the way up until Season 3, because they're just going to need the entire season to work on everything and to perfect everything. But anyways, let's go on to the maps and let's talk about why there's some bad news for that. So it seems like we're only going to be getting 2 multiplayer maps. That's about it. I mean, this is what Charlie posted. They said, yeah, we need more multiplayer maps and content, but studios working on Resurgence maps are not also working on multiplayer content. Also, if you expect more than 2 6v6 maps in Season 2, just don't. So they have a lot of insider information. I mean, they've teased that they know a lot that is going to be happening with Season 2. They just can't give it out. I guess they've signed like an NDA or something like that. So the only information that they gave us is that Valderas Museum is going to be one of the new maps that we're going to be receiving. Now, I personally don't consider it new content. You may consider it new content if you didn't play the beta, but this was a map that was in the beta. People were able to play it there. But when MW2 launched, the map was not available. It was supposed to be available as the original maps that you got when you first purchased the game, but it seemed like they had like a little legal issue going on and they were being sued or something like that, so they had to take that map out, and it seems like they've settled all that and they're going to be re-adding it with the Season 2 update. So depending if you played the beta, it could be new content and it can't be. I don't really think that, but anyways, that is one of the maps that we are going to be receiving. The second map, as of right now, still going to be a surprise. It is not Castle. I just want to confirm that. We all had a theory that Castle was going to be remade, because they did say that Castle was going to be available in Ground War in a 24v24, but we're talking about 6v6 maps, and that map is not going to be recreated for 6v6. It's actually going to be like one of those invasion maps, but you need a really big map for that. So yeah, that's what they're going to be doing for that. So that's some good news. We're not going to be seeing Castle. I saw a lot of people very disappointed that Castle was going to be in the game. So Hopefully it's not a remake and it's something brand new, but as of right now, this is the only guaranteed map that we are receiving. There's going to be a second one that we don't really know what it is, but there are some teasers in the files and it could be one of these. But he posted this. He says some loading screens of unreleased multiplayer 2 maps, Petrograd assets for Modern Warfare 19 are in the Modern Warfare 2 file, so there's a chance that could be remade, as well as the Tank Factory map. These maps could come back anytime soon. So here's a photo. So the first 2 photos that we have right here, this is pretty much Rohan Oil. I personally think this would be probably the worst map to add just because there's really no content there. It's just 2 domes and you're just running around. There's really no buildings or anything like that at this location. And then they have a day variant and then a night variant. So obviously the night variant is not available in Warzone. So this is something that they did create themselves. It could be a multiplayer map. I don't think it'd be a really good one, but that's a potential one. The next one is Petrograd. That one's from Modern Warfare 19, which teases at a potential remake. And then the last one that we have is the Tank Factory map. This one's also a likely chance that it could also be remade. So these are just in the files. Obviously, there's a lot of things they put in the files that end up getting scrapped and just don't ever end up releasing. These are just some things that we have to work with. All these are remakes. I've been seeing comments. Everyone wants something brand new. They're sick and tired of remakes. And if they're going to do a remake, probably give us something like High Rise or Scrapyard or one of those really OG maps people all fully agree on and actually like. But I definitely feel like this may be the last season where we get only 2 maps, and then starting next seasons, the maps are probably going to get more. Maybe next season or season 3, we're going to start getting maybe 3 or 4 different maps. I feel like that's what multiplayer deserves. And when it comes to like season 3, after like Ashika Island is already done and Resurgence and all that, they've pretty much done everything they needed to do in Warzone, and all that is good. They could come back to multiplayer and focus on that, because as of right now, they do have to put their attention to Warzone. The player base pretty much dropped very drastically. It actually went lower than what Warzone 1 was towards the end of it. So I don't really blame them at all for obviously having to put in that work and having to focus more on Warzone than they have to on multiplayer. But I just hope overall they don't forget about multiplayer and they give us plenty of content. If they don't in season 2, maybe season 2 reloaded, at least give us some brand new content, give us some new modes, some new maps, some things like that to have. Because if these seasons are going to be like 3 months long, there needs to be enough content. A lot of these levels that they put for us, you can complete them pretty quick. 250 levels is honestly not a lot. If you grind it for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, you'd probably be done with them, and then you'd already be bored of the game for the next 3 months. So a couple ideas that I have that I feel like would maybe make the game a little bit more interesting and probably wouldn't take that much effort from their side is, first, raise the level cap even higher. I mean, 250 levels is not enough. Maybe do like 500 levels a season, something like that. Even more additional prestiges. Make the prestiges worth grinding for. Add additional rewards. Add some custom blueprints that maybe you'll never be able to get again after the season's over with, or something like that. Make it, give people a sense of urgency to want to actually play the game. Another thing they can do is do more camos. So currently with these camos, they have been honestly the easiest to grind out of many CODs. Getting pretty much polyatomic and all that has not been that hard to complete at all. All you need to do is just put in the time and you'd be able to already complete them. And I know the majority of players already have Orion camo, so they need to give us something even bigger and better than Orion camo. Maybe for finishing the mastery challenges, give us something like that, because a calling card is not going to cut it. Nobody's going to sit here and get 500 kills with each weapon to get a calling card. So in my opinion, the rewards need to be a little bit better as well. But what are some other thoughts and ideas that you guys have that you think will make multiplayer a little bit more enjoyable if they did? But anyways, that's all that I got for you guys. February 8th, we're going to be getting the official update 4 more days from now. We're going to have all the intel and information that we need, so I'll be covering that for you guys when it happens. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button and comment down below. Anyways, it's been your boy Chido. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys again.